I have a 1v3. This is Luffy, no Gear 5, versus Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbe. And they'll be fighting in Dressrosa. That's the area they'll be fighting in. Strength-wise, Luffy, even without Gear 5, he's still strong as fuck. Lifting power, stronger than all of them. Zoro, Sanji, Jinbe. Striking power, he penetrates deeper with his, punches, right? Then Zoro, Sanji. Because you gotta remember, Gear 5 is just one of his gears. Yes, he still has all of the Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, Gear 4, Bounce Man, Tank Man, which you probably won't use, but Snake Man and Bounce Man will come out at some point. Speed wise, that group of three has Sanji on the team, and Sanji is fast actually. He ain't so, uh, but Luffy's still faster than Sanji. We ain't doing that shit. Yeah, not here. Especially if Luffy goes into Gear 2nd or Gear 4th, Snake Man, he's faster than all of them. Durability wise, Luffy has the durability. Zoro, Jinbe, and Sanji, they can still do some damage to Luffy. I'm not saying that, but it's gonna take a lot. He can take their hits, you know. He can just let them wail on him for a little bit. He can just sit there and block their attacks and be comfortable doing it. Not just that, his endurance is better than both of theirs, right? Or all three of theirs. Jinbei, Sanji, Zoro. Zoro, he has pretty good endurance too, though. We ain't gonna cap. But not close to Luffy's endurance. With Sanji and Jinbei there backing Zoro up, it does make it a harder fight. But Luffy has the staying power to outlast all that shit, even without Gear 5. We have intellect. Now intelligence will go to the other team. They have Jinbei on their side, and they have Sanji, Zoro, too. All of them are, smarter than Luffy. Luffy's, like I said, not dumb, but he's not the brightest guy in the world, right? They would come up with plans to try to stop him. They understand he has his gears and shit, and they know they'll try to come up with a coordinated plan. And then when it comes to experience, this is where people might. It also goes to the group of three, because Jinbei's been a fighter for a lot longer, right? And he's an old man on that crew, right? Luffy's been fighting for a long time too, but Jinbei's had his fights. So experience goes to that side. Close skills, I'm gonna give it to that side because they will not be able to damage Luffy from a distance. They'll have to come up on him and touch him. All three of them. Sanji has to kick him. Jinbei has to use his fucking hands to grab him and throw him around and punch him and chop him, and Zoro has to get in close. Close skills will go to them. And I ain't saying Luffy's close skills are weak, but they're coming in close like every time. Luffy has the range skills still, even without Gear 5. He can stretch his fucking arms way the fuck over there. Let's say that, one of them's on the retreat. Boom, he can still hit him from a distance and do damage. Yeah, he has that stretching ability, bro. Recoup goes to Luffy. Hacks go to Luffy because of this. Let's break it down for you people who are like, I don't know, Luffy's not like. Yeah, he's like that. Let's explain. Jinbe, Fishman Karate, Armament Hockey, some observation hockey. Armament Hockey to the degree of Rio. So that's pretty good. But that's all he has, right? Sanji has Diable, Jambe, Ifrit, Jambe, Armament Hockey to a certain degree, exoskeleton, and observation hockey. Zoro has a little bit of observation hockey, not to the degree of Sanji, but his armament hockey is pretty damn good to the Rio. And he also has recently acquired Conqueror's hockey. I said recently. Yeah, I'll take that into account. Zoro fans, you're going to get your butts hurt on this one, but it's the truth. Luffy has second gear, third gear, fourth gear, all the variations of fourth gear, 3 variations. He has armament hockey. Rio unlocked, right? Rio hockey, advanced forms of armament hockey, observation hockey, future sight, and he has Conqueror's hockey, advanced Conqueror's hockey. Advanced Conqueror's hockey, not just Conqueror's hockey. This man is, really fucking tearing through these guys, man. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy though, because I do believe, like I said, I give the close skills to those guys, right? Environment will go to, man, it's going to Luffy here because when you're looking at Dressrosa, um, Luffy spent more time there than other people. Zoro was there, but you know, Luffy's been to more areas of Dressrosa, so he has, a little more knowledge on the place. With that being said, Luffy wins this fight, high difficulty, against his um, first commander, second commander, third commander. Luffy wins, even without Gear 5, high difficulty. Be cool, on the corner, and let me know what you think about this in the comments.